So before we proceed with the simplification technique, quickly we'll discuss one more important concept which we'll be using in digital electronics called don't care condition. Can anybody tell me what is don't care? What do you mean by don't care in digital systems? Yes? Can anybody tell me what is don't care in digital systems? At least the screen is visible, no, for all of you. Is the screen is visible?
It's blurred, sir.
Yes, sir.
Screen is not clear. It's not clear.
It is clear.
Yes, sir.
Check now.
Clear, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay now? Okay. So what is don't care condition? We know that normally in digital electronics we come across only two states, that is two level, that is either logic 0 or logic 1. But in some situation it may happen that for a particular input the corresponding output may not occur at all, right? So for certain input conditions never occur during the normal operation, and hence obviously their output also will never appear, and such outputs will be indicated by don't care, and the don't care is denoted by the letter X. Either you can write capital X or small x, that represents a don't care condition, and this don't care condition X can be treated as either 0 or 1, like whichever gives you simpler logic in simplification process. According to your wish, you can treat the don't care X as either 0 or 1. I hope it is clear what is don't care. Don't care means what? Certain input conditions never occurs, and as a result of that corresponding output also will never appear, and that output is denoted by the letter X, and this X can be treated as either 0 or 1, and that itself is called as don't care condition. I hope it is clear what is don't care, and that will be more clear in this particular example. You can see here I have given one truth table here. How many inputs are there in this truth table? Yes?
3.
How many inputs are there in the truth table? 3 inputs, A, B, C. So with 3 inputs, how many input combinations you have? With 3 inputs, how many input combinations you have?
8
8 input combinations. That is 0002 till the 111. Now if you see here, the output is F. It is given by, here it is 1. So what is the output for input combination 000? For 000, output is 1. Similarly, for 111, the output is 1. What is the output for 100? 0. Like that, we have the other outputs. But if you see the 2 input combinations, what are the 2 input combinations? That is what? 001 and 110. What is the output corresponding to these input combinations? It is don't care, that is denoted by X. And since this is denoted by X, that is don't care, you can see how the expression is written now. Where the output is high for this 1, 2, 3. So how do you write normally F? F you write sigma m 0, 3 and 7. But you have to include this don't care also now. What are the don't care conditions here? 1 and 6. So you can see how the expression is written now. Can you see how the expression is written? F equal to sigma m 0, 3, 7. These are the minterms. 3 minterms produces output 1. But there are 2 minterms which produces output don't care. That also you have to include in the SOP expression by writing plus summation d or plus d 1, 6. So what it indicates? Corresponding to these 3 minterms, output is 1, and corresponding to these 2 minterms, output is what? Don't care. And don't care, you can consider it as either 0 or 1. So this expression is in which form? The first one, minterm form, is called as what? What is the minterm form? It is called as SOP form. Now, how do you get the POS expression for this? How do you get the POS expression for this? Yes?
Output's
How you are
0.
going to get the POS expression for this? But they not join on time. Yeah. Right. So POS is like whatever you have considered in the SOP 037. The remaining you have to take in POS. You can see F equal to pi m. It is product of max terms. Which max term? Corresponding to zeros. That is 2, 4 and 5. But here product of this dot pi d 16. That means don't care comes in both SOP form as well as in POS form. I hope it is clear. SOP comes in both. Don't care comes in both SOP as well as POS. Is that clear? The concept of don't care and how the don't care can be considered in SOP expression as well as in POS expression. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Next, you can, if you have any queries, you can stop me and you can ask. Now I have shown here one more truth table. Now, if you see this truth table, how many outputs are high here in the truth table? Yes.
Only one. One, sir.
Yes.
Only one.
Yeah. Like, see, many people are joining now. From next class onwards, you have to join 5 minutes before or at the max at the time of class. Once the start, I will not going to admit anyone. You should be following the timing. Before the class starts, everybody should be there in the meeting room. Is that clear? Yes, Richa, Sakshi, all of you, Sejal, latecomers. Next class onwards, you should be on time. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just go through this truth table now. You can see how many outputs are high in the truth table.
One.
One. And how many don't cares are there? 1,
6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how do you write the SOP expression for this? Y equal to f of a comma b comma c comma d, because there are 4 variables. Sigma m, which is the minterm that produces output 1. Which that? 9. Only 9. Only one minterm produces output 1. Plus d. You can write summation d or only d. Plus d. What I should write? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is what is the SOP expression for the given truth table, which contains don't care also. Is that clear? Now, can anybody tell me what will be the POS expression for the same truth table? Yes? What is the POS expression for this particular truth table?
Y is equals to summation m 0 to
It is
8.
not summation m. I am asking POS now. What you should write? Pi capital M.
0 to
Pi m of
0 to 8.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bracket complete. Dot. Then what you should write?
Pi d 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Pi d 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I hope it is clear. All of you understood SOP and POS expressions with don't cares. Right? So before we enter into what is called as the simplification techniques, I want all of you to solve this particular problem. I hope all of you are having pen and paper with you.
Yes, sir.
All of you are having or no?
Yes, sir.
Are you say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, all of you have to solve this particular example now. Right? I want you people to solve that particular example. I hope the screen is visible now, man. Can anybody read what is the problem given there? Read the problem which is there on the screen. Yes? Sejal, can you read the problem? Do it fast. Can you read the
Our screen is not visible.
screen is not visible. Now is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Read that problem. All of you can write
Yes.
down that problem. Read it.
Design a logic circuit that has 3 inputs A, B, and C and whose output will be high only when a majority of inputs are high.
Okay, so how do we go about designing of this? All of you have noted the problem statement? Quickly note down the problem statement, and I want you to give me the solution for this problem. Noted? And give a response, either say yes or no. Okay, is my board visible now?
Yes, sir.
Board is visible, board as well as screen.
Yes, sir.
Both things are visible.
Yes, sir.
Screen also visible.
No, sir. Screen is not.
No, sir. Only board is visible.
Actually, screen also will be visible. You have to pin that actually. Okay. Those who want to see that screen, you can just pin. You can see my name 2 times. It may be appearing in the participant list. Is it there?
No, sir.
Okay.
Screen is not there, sir.
What happened?
Screen is not visible, sir. Only board is there. Even after pinning.
Okay, okay. Anyhow, all of you have noted the problem statement. Design a logic circuit that has 3 inputs A, B, C, and whose output will be high only when majority of the inputs are high. Okay. I have stopped sharing. Now board is visible. Right. So how do we design it? What they said is you have to design a logic circuit. This is a logic circuit which has 3 inputs A, B, C, and the output is, will denote Y or F, whatever it may be, right? And what they are given, is it visible what I have written on the board?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What they have given is you have to design this circuit. How do we design this now? First, we have to write inputs. How many inputs are there? 3. And there is 1 output. With 3 inputs, how many input combinations we are going to get?
8.
8.
0, 0, 0. I want all of you should do this example. 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, 1. Right? This is the input combinations, are 8 input combinations we have written here. Now we have to write the output. What is the statement given? What is the statement given? Just can anyone read the statement? What was the statement of the problem?
Whose output will be high only when majority of inputs are high.
When majority of the inputs are high, output should be high. Right? So using this statement, can we complete the truth table? What is the output for the first case?
0.
Why 0?
Because all the inputs are
0. None of the inputs are high. So here majority is of whom? Whose majority is there? 0's majority. Whenever majority of inputs are high, you have to produce output as 1. And whenever majority of the 0 will be there, that time the output should be what? 0. So what is the output for the first case?
0.
0. Second case?
0.
0.
Third case?
0. 0.
Fourth one?
1.
1.
Next?
0.
0.
Next?
1. 1. 1.
1.
I hope the statement is clear and the truth table is also clear. This is what the circuit we are designing, right? Logic circuit we are designing, which is having 3 inputs A, B, C, output Y, and as per the given statement, we have written what is that? Truth table. Now, can you write the output equation for this from the truth table? You can write first in the form of SOP, then you write it in the form of canonical SOP. Can you tell me what is the SOP expression? SOP means sum of products. So here, how many product terms we are going to get? How many product terms we are going to get? Number of product terms in the expression is equal to what?
4.
4.
Is equal to what? Number of ones in the output column. So there are 4 ones you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 product terms you have to write there. What is the product term corresponding to this?
3.
What is the product term corresponding to this? Mean term.
A bar BC. A bar BC.
A bar
BC.
A bar BC. The first term is A bar BC. What is the second term?
AB bar C.
bar C.
AB bar C.
Then third term
ABC bar.
ABC bar.
bar.
ABC bar.
ABC bar, and the last one is
ABC.
ABC.
ABC. This is what is called as SOP equation. Hope it is clear. SOP equation, SOP expression. Can you write the same in canonical SOP form now? Sigma m. What is it?
3, 5, 6, 7.
0, 1, 2, 3. So 3, 5,
5,
6,
6,
7. 3, 5, 6, 7. 3, 5, 6, 7. This is how we can write the canonical SOP form. But since at this stage we have not yet studied the simplification techniques, now to complete the designing of the circuit, we have to implement this equation as it is. So if I want to implement this equation as it is, what I need to do? How many inputs are there?
3 inputs.
3 input ABC. Then we need to have A bar, B bar, and C bar. So how many product terms we need? Those many AND gates we have to use. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the output of these 4 AND gates, what we need to do? You have to give it to what?
OR gate.
OR gate. Here you will get what is that output function y. But what product term you need from the first AND gate? What you need? A bar BC. So how do you get that? Take A bar, B and C. Next A, B bar, C. A, B bar, C. Next A, B, C bar. A, B, C bar. And lastly A, B and C. That completes the design of what? Design of the given logic circuit. I hope all of you understood this design.
Yes,
All
sir.
of you understood this. If you have any difficulty, any doubts, you can ask me. This is just conventional way of designing the logic circuit based on the given statement. What we did is the given statement, first we have converted into block diagram. Then from the block diagram, we have got the truth table. From the truth table, we have got the equation, that is SOP equation, canonical SOP equation, and that SOP equation we have represented using in terms of hardware, using AND gate and the OR gate, because for SOP equation, the structure remains same. Whatever may be the SOP equation, first you will be using series of AND gate, and the output of AND gates you will be giving to OR gates to get the hardware implementation of the design SOP expression. So any doubts here? All of you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that is how we have to do the designing of the digital circuits of the combinational circuit. But when we do the designing, normally we'll be writing the truth table, we'll be getting the Boolean expression, and that will be implementing, right? But most of the time what happens is, if you want to implement that expression as it is, what happens? When the expression is implemented as it is, you need more hardware, more number of gates are required. And to have the optimized circuit, to implement the given expression using minimum hardware, what we need to do is, we need to simplify the given Boolean equation or the expression what we got. And after simplification, definitely we can have the circuit with lesser number of gate or lesser number of gate inputs. That is why we have to go for simplification technique, and that is the important thing we are discussing in this module 2, because module 2 we are concentrating only on the simplification techniques, right? So what is the simple or a basic simplification technique? Can anybody tell me what is how do you simplify the given equation? Yes, how we can simplify a given Boolean equation? Whatever the knowledge you have gained in your previous courses, how you can simplify a given Boolean equation? Yes, you have not studied any simplification technique? Yes, I say at least yes or no. Yeah, I say at least yes or no. You know any Boolean technique, simplification technique? If you know, I will teach. If you know, you can just tell me what you know, so that we can proceed further and study in detail. Anybody know?
By
By taking
applying
common-
laws of Boolean algebra.
By what?
Applying laws of Boolean algebra.
Yes, exactly. The basic method of simplification is by using laws of Boolean algebra, Boolean identities, theorems, and we can simplify the given Boolean equation. So here you can see one example. I hope the screen is visible again. Is the screen visible? What is there on the screen? You can see one example is there on the screen. What is that example on the screen? Yes. What example you can see on this particular screen? I'm asking, check it on the screen, not on the board. What is the example there? Can you read that? You are not able to read it?
Find the minimum sum of products expression for f of a comma b comma c.
Find the minimum sum of expression for the given like expression. What is the given expression? They are given like f of a comma b comma c equal to what is given? Sigma m 0,
1, 2, 5,
0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Is that clear? 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. The board is also visible, no, for you people.
Yes, sir.
So how do we simplify this? So to simplify it, the normal laws of Boolean algebra, Boolean identity theorems we have to use. So first, the given equation is in which form? The given equation is in which form?
SOP.
Canonical.
Canonical SOP form. So to use these laws of Boolean algebra and all, first you have to bring this equation in normal SOP form. So how do we write the normal SOP form? Right? Min term 0. So how many inputs are there? 3. So 0, how do you write? A bar,
B bar, C bar.
C bar, plus 1. 1, how I should write? A bar, B bar, C. Right? Then 2. 2, how do we write? A bar, B, C bar. Then 5. 5 is A, B bar, C. 6 is A, B, C bar. And 7 is A, B, C. Then you ask how I have written this. Can anybody explain? Simple thing you should remember. See, 0 means 0, 0, 0. Is that clear? 0, 0, 0 means all 3 bars, A bar, B bar, C bar. 1 is what? 1, how do you represent in binary? 3-bit binary form? 0, 0, 1. How do you write? 0, 0, 1. 0 means complement. 0 means complement 1. Like that, if you take 6, how do you write 6 in binary? How do you write 6 in binary?
1, 1, 0.
1, 1, 0.
1, 1,
How do you write that in terms of A, B, C?
ABC bar.
1, 1, 0 means what? A, B, C bar. 7 is 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1 means what you do?
ABC.
You take, right? A, B, C. Right? So how do you simplify this Boolean equation then? If you don't have any structured method and if you want to use the laws of Boolean algebra, identities, theorems, what you do is, there are different ways in which you can simplify this, what you can do is you have to try to club the terms where you can use the property x plus x bar equal to what? What is x plus x bar?
1.
X plus x bar will be always 1. This property is normally used in simplification so that one of the literal can be eliminated. So if you want to eliminate one of the literal, you can use this particular method and you can eliminate the thing. So what we do now? How do we take it? See, from these two, we'll take what? A bar, B bar common. If I take A bar, B bar common, what is left?
C bar plus C.
C bar plus C. Right? Similarly, what we can do is now, from this and this, what I will take? Right. You can see here we have A bar, B bar, C, then A bar, B, C bar. Right? Or from the last two. Okay, first we will take here A bar, B bar, C, anything. You can take either common between this or this, anything can be taken. So what we do? We'll take plus, or else one
So
by
third
one
and
we do it.
Third and last term.
So from the this side, keep it as it is for a time being. A bar, B, C bar plus A, B bar, C plus A, B into what? C bar plus C. Is that clear? This I have kept as it is. So what is C plus C bar?
1.
In both the cases, C plus C bar is 1. So we'll get this as this: A bar, B bar plus A bar, B, C bar plus A, B bar, C plus A, B.
So we
Right?
can take third term and fifth term.
What happened? Third and
Fifth. Third and fifth term.
no, that's what I said. Here there is no structured method as such. It depends on how you club the terms, how you use the different factors to eliminate it. There is no like a structured method as such. So from this you can go on simplifying it, or else it can further be written as what? What I do is maybe here you can take A bar common into B bar plus B, C bar plus A common into B plus B bar C, right? So this can be written as A bar into B bar plus B, C bar, right? There is a law of redundancy which we already discussed. It can be written as B bar plus C bar. Similarly, plus A into B plus B bar C can be written as what? B plus C. So like this, A bar B bar plus A bar C bar plus AB plus AC. Right. So further, still you can simplify it and you can get. So one example, simplest thing I have shown there on the screen. You can see it. This is what we got from the first one: A bar B bar plus AB plus BC. Or if you club different terms, as I shown here, you can see, right? We'll get here the answer as A bar B bar plus B bar C plus BC bar plus AB. Or if you club like this in the second expression shown, we may get the answer as A bar B bar plus BC bar plus AC, right? So what you can observe from this example, so normally a minimum product of some expression has minimum number of factors, and for all those expressions which have same number of factors has a minimum number of literals. So here in this example, you might have seen, see, this is what one more example is there. Here we don't have a structured method as such, right? So it's like a trial and error method kind of thing, wherein you have to club the different factors and try to eliminate the terms by using the property x plus x bar equal to x, or the other Boolean identities, laws of Boolean algebra and all. Hence, here I have shown one more. This is like a product of some expression. Again, you can take a common term and you can come to the what minimized expression. So what you can see here is there is no fixed answer as such, and there is no fixed procedure also. And that's the reason why we need to go for what is called as a structured method of simplification of Boolean equations. And in this, we are going to study the structured method, what is called as the Karnoff method and the Cohen-McCluskey method. Now, what do you mean by Karnoff method and Cohen-McCluskey method? That's what we are going to study in detail in this particular module, right? Is that clear? Why we have to go for Karnoff map or the Cohen-McCluskey method? Just now I have given you one example. You have seen there is a lot of ambiguity, which term to club and how we should simplify it and how we can arrive at the final expression. Because these procedures are difficult to apply in a systematic way. There is no systematic approach. I may take common between first term and third term. One of you may take the common between third term and fifth term. So there is no systematic approach here. And it is very difficult to tell when you have arrived at the minimum solution. We don't know whether what we have got is a minimum or still we can go further and we can get the minimized expression. Hence, we are going for two structured methods of simplification, and those are called as K-map method and the Cohen-McCluskey method. Right? Is that clear? Can anybody tell me why we have to go for the structured method of simplifications? Any answer? Why we need to go for structured method of simplifications like K-map and Cohen-McCluskey method?
So in that we will not get any specific answer and we can't find which is the simplest form.
Okay. That's why we have to go for the structured method. And what are the two structured methods we are going to discuss here? First one is called as what?
K-map method.
K-map or Karnoff map. Because it is designed by Karnoff, so it is called as Karnoff map or K-map. And the second method is
Cohen-McCluskey method.
Cohen-McCluskey method. These are the two methods or procedure which are used to overcome these difficulties by providing systematic methods for simplifying the Boolean equations or the switching functions. Right? So we'll have the brief introduction about the K-map today, so that in the next class we should be able to solve the example on the K-map. In today's class, I'll explain you what is K-map and how the K-map can be used for simplification of switching functions. So can anybody define what is K-map? If you have studied in your earlier courses, can anybody define what is K-map?
So it's a representation of Boolean expression in tabular format.
Boolean expression in tabular format. Okay. Then truth table also does the same thing, because in the previous example you might have seen I have written the truth table first, and truth table we got the expression. If you are using like a tabular column only, then how it is different than the truth table? I'm not telling your answer is wrong, but can you justify what is the difference between the truth table and the Karnoff map then, if both are tabular columns? I hope you are getting the question.
K-map
Yes?
provides column grouping similar expressions so that unwanted expressions can be removed easily.
So that unwanted terms can be removed easily. Okay. Any other answer? Anybody can add to it? Yes. Anybody can add any answer to it? Yes, Aditi, can you tell me what is K-map? Aditi, are you there?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, what is K-map? Have you heard about it or no? Not studied?
No, no, sir.
Akanksha? Akanksha, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you have studied about K-map?
No, sir.
No. Next, Akash. Akash Desai. See, that shows some of you are just physically present or virtually, I don't know. Yes, Akash, you know what is the K-map? See, your voice is not coming. Fine, Anusha. Anusha, what is K-map? And why we have to go for K-map? Yes.
So it provides a much simpler formula for expressing a logic.
Expressing the logic. Okay, Arzu.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you know about K-map?
No, sir.
No. Fine. Isha?
No, sir.
No. Okay, then we'll study it. Most of you, I think you don't know about K-map. So basically, K-map is nothing but what? It is a graphical method of simplification, right? Instead of calling it as a tabular column method, we can call it as a graphical method of simplification. And this is used to eliminate redundant variables present in the expression and to get the simplified equation. And the K-map can be used to get the minimum SOP expression or minimum POS expression. In fact, a same K-map can be used to get POS expression as well as SOP expression. And we know that when a function is realized using and OR gates, the cost of realizing the function is directly dependent on number of gates used and number of gate inputs used. So by using K-map method, we can minimize the cost of implementation. Now, what do you mean by cost of implementation? Here the cost is in terms of number of gates and number of gate inputs. If you use K-map method, definitely we can use the reduce the cost of implementation so that we can use less number of gates and less number of inputs to each gate. That's why we have to go for simplification. And as I said, when you have a SOP expression, you will be having AND OR realization, and if you have a POS expression, you will be having OR and AND realization. Hence, to find minimum cost two-level AND OR gate circuit, we must find minimum expression in SOP form using K-map. Similarly, if you want to have minimum cost two-level OR and gate circuits, then you have to find minimum expression using POS. Right? Now, how exactly the K-map can be used to obtain these minimum SOP expressions, that we'll study first. Then we'll see how the K-map can be modified to get what? The POS expression. So how we can get the minimum SOP expression using K-map, right? So for that, we need to use again the concept of x plus x bar equal to 1. The same concept is used in K-map also, but here this elimination is done by combining or clubbing the adjacent ones. By clubbing or combining the adjacent ones, we can eliminate one variable or two variable or three variable. Here in your syllabus, we are going to discuss three types of K-maps: two variable K-map, three variable K-map, and a four variable K-map. Right? So we'll see one by one, like how we can use the K-map for different functions. And again, unlike as I said in the normal method of simplification, there is no standard answer as such. It depends to what level you have simplified. But unfortunately, in K-map also, sometimes you may have more than one option of grouping. And based on that, how you have done the grouping of ones present in the K-map, sometimes we may end up with different answer also. Right? So again, we can't say that K-map also gives us full 100% standard answer. There may be slight variation in the answers depending on how we do the grouping. So ultimately, it is the K-map method entirely depends on the user's ability to combine the ones and to form the groups. Now we'll see one by one how we can form, how we can create what are called as K-maps, and how we can do the groupings in the K-map. So in order to understand the K-map method, first I will take the simplest of the K-map method, that is two variable K-map, and we'll see how we can have two variable K-map constructed, how exactly we can simplify the Boolean expression using two variable K-map. So again I am repeating, K-map is a graphical method of simplification, and it gives us fundamental product term in SOP expression and fundamental sum terms in POS expression. So now we'll be discussing about two variable K-maps. Hope the board is visible. Yes,
Yes,
the
sir.
board is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes. So how do we construct a two variable K-map? When I say two variable, with two variables, how many input combinations are there?
4.
4. In fact, K-map is an alternate way of representing truth table. The same truth table we have to represent using this two variable, 3 variable, 4 variable K-map. I'll take one simple example here, wherein I have two inputs, say A and B, and output Y. We have this 4 input combination, right? And I will take some like output also. Just one truth table I have taken, where up 2 variables. I have to write or construct 2 variable K-map, and I have to get the simplified expression from this. So how we can do that, right? So what I'll do is I'll take this particular example so that there will be a perfect simplified answer we can get, right? So how do we construct a 2 variable K-map? Since in 2 variable we have 4 input combination, so you have to draw a K-map having 4 cells. Basically, K-map is nothing but like how many input combinations are there, those many cells should be present in, right? So I'll write one variable A here, another variable B, right? So A can take 2 values, that is 0 and 1. B also can take 2 values, that is 0 and 1, right? So this is a 2 variable K-map. Then you may ask, what we have to write in these 4 cells? What you have to write in these 4 cells?
In terms.
You have to write the output corresponding to the input combination. Now, can you tell me what is the address of this cell? This cell, address in the cells, what is the input combination for this cell?
0, 0.
0, 0.
A is 0, B is 0. So I can call this cell as 0, 0 and cell. Similarly, what is this cell? A 0 and what is B?
1.
1. So this cell I can give number as 1.
1.
1. Now what is this? A is 1, B is 0. So this cell can be written as number 2. And then 1, 1 means
3.
number 3. Those gives the cell numbers. I hope it is clear how we give the cell numbers.
Yes,
Right. Then the next step is to put what? Or to fill these cells of the K-map. So what I should fill in these K-maps now? 0 means what is the 0th input? What is the corresponding output? That output you have to write. So what I should write here?
1.
1. Then here the second output. What is the second output?
1.
What is the third output?
0.
What is the fourth output?
0.
So like this, you have to fill into the cells of the K-map. I hope this process is clear. How to draw 2 variable K-map, how to number each and every cell of the K-map, and how we can fill the cells of the K-map. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, the next thing is we have to do the grouping. That is very, very important thing in the K-map. How we should do the grouping? Where you have to find adjacent ones, and the adjacent ones should be combined to form a group, and you should try to form as far as possible bigger group. So what is the maximum group that you can form here in 2 variable K-map?
1.
No, not in this particular example. Suppose if you have a 2 variable K-map, what are the maximum possibility of having, like how many ones you can get?
4.
We may get all 4. So we can form a group of 4 ones. What is the second thing? Maybe we can form a group of what? 2 ones. Or we may not form the group of any ones. So always you have to form a groups of what? Multiples of 2 or powers of 2. You should not form a group of 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, and then 0. As far as possible, you have to form the groups of powers of 2 only if any group of powers of 2 is not possible to form. There you can form a group of single 1. Otherwise, you have to try to form a bigger groups, multiples in powers of 2. Is that clear? So what are the groups that I can form here in this particular case now?
2
What are the
ones.
groups I can form here?
1 group.
One group of what? These 2 ones I can combine and I can form a group. So till you cover all the ones, you need to do this. And once you do this, finally you have to write what is the output equation from this. Like you need not do any simplification. Directly you will get the answer from the K-map only. And whatever number of groups you are forming, those many product terms you are going to get. And if there are more than one groups formed, then what you need to do is you have to form each product term and then you have to take sum of those product terms. Is that clear? Now how many product terms we are going to get here?
2.
How many product terms we are going to get? Only one. I said number of product terms is equal to number of groups formed, not number of ones. Is that clear? Suppose if you don't form this group, I will not form this group, right? And if I want to write the expression directly as it is, so corresponding to this one, how do you write? It is what?
A bar.
A bar, B bar.
Means what you write? A bar and B bar. Similarly, corresponding to this one, it is what?
A bar,
A
B.
bar.
A bar
B.
and what?
B. B.
This is what expression we get. As it is if you write. But why we are doing grouping? To simplify it. So how we can group these 2 ones? Now forming a pair. This is called as a pair. Why it is called as a pair? Because we have combined what?
2 ones.
2 ones. Like this, you can form a quad also. Or you can form an octet. All may not be possible with 2 variables. Higher variable K-map it is possible. Pair means group of how many variables? How many ones?
2.
Quad means
4.
4 ones. Octet means
8.
8.
8. And that's what we can get maximum. Or we can have all 16 also covered. Because we are going to discuss about only 2 variable, 3 variable and 4 variable K-map. So when you have a pair eliminates 1 variable. Quad eliminates 2 variables. Octet eliminates 3 variables. So what do you mean by this eliminating variables? Right. So here how many variables are there in this K-map now? 2. Whenever you form a pair, one of the 2 variables will be eliminated and you get the simplified form. Similarly, when you form a quad, you can eliminate 2 variables. When you form an octet, you can eliminate 3 variables. And if you form a group of all 16, you can eliminate 4 variables. Right? So this is the normal expression what we get. Now I want to write the expression from this K-map. How do I write that? Right? Now you should see here. This is the pair. It is covering these 2 columns and it is therefore this row. First row, but it is covering both the columns. Since it is covering both the columns, this variable is appearing what? Complemented form and in uncomplemented form. It is like B bar plus B. So that will be eliminated and only you are going to get what now? What will be the product term for this?
A bar.
It is covering both the what? Columns. B will not be there, B will be eliminated. So what you get? Y equal to what?
A bar.
Y equal to, sorry, A bar. That is the answer for this. Like, how do you cross check it? You can check here. What you get from this also? A bar into bracket, B bar plus B, and that is nothing but A bar. Same we have got. So direct simplified answer we are going to get it from what? From what? The K-map.
K-map.
There is a 2 variable K-map. So B and B bar both columns are covered. So B is eliminated here. Only A remains and A is appearing in complemented form. So the answer for this is A bar. Is that clear? Is it fine? Right? Suppose I give you one more example now. If you have like this, there are 3 ones. How you can simplify this? Assume that we have a 2 variable k map, right? And I have to simplify it. What I should do now?
A bar plus B.
One pair and one
How
single.
do I simplify this?
Sir,
One pair and one single.
Another pair we can form.
Now you have found this one pair, but one more one is left out. Now can I combine this one like this?
no, sir.
No,
Yes,
sir.
you can do this provided there is nothing adjacent to it. But adjacent to it, there is one more one present. Here one is present. Then can I combine this and this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then you may ask, this one is taken 2 times. Yes, you can do overlapping. This is called as overlapping is allowed in the K-map as long as you are going to cover some other what? Literal or term with it. Like you can't have, let's say for example, you form this group and there is only one, you can't form one more group if there is no one here. Now since there is one, I can combine this one with this and then I can write the answer as y equal to. Can you tell me what is the answer for this first pair? What is the answer?
A bar
A
plus
bar.
A bar.
And
Plus
for
B bar.
second, now you can see here, it is covering these 2. So this will vanish. So what you get?
B bar.
B bar.
B bar.
Okay, bar. Corresponding to this, product term is A bar. Corresponding to this, product term is B bar. And the final answer is y equal to A bar plus B bar. Hope it is clear how we can do the grouping and how we can get the simplified expression. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
At least those who are studying K-map for the first time. It will be more clear when we go for 3 variable, 4 variable K-map and we have to solve variety of examples, and once you do that, you will be perfect in this, right? So we'll stop here today. In the next class, we'll see 3 variable K-map, 4 variable K-map, and then we'll solve so many examples on it. Once again, I'm requesting you all from the next class onward, compulsory you should have a pen and a notebook with you so that you also have to work along with me when we are solving the numerical examples. Any doubts here? If you have
Yes,
any
sir.
doubts, and you can just go through whatever we have covered today, right? So that in the next class, it will be easy for you to what? Solve the K-maps. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise,